tomorrow. And I'm just going to read quickly a passage from this book, which I showed last week. I'll show you here. Yeah, book from Mestre Janja. And I just thought it would be interesting to read this part. It's very sweet, just one of the parts. And it's about student Mestre. So she talks here. This was the presence of... I'm translating straight away, so allow some bad English here. This was the presence of Mestre Pastinha in the imagination of the Angoleiros, a historical function, awakening the ideal of mestres, an educator, that so much sometimes is distance from, that so much we can see that there was distance in schools between school teachers and students, the capoeira mestres, in fact she's talking about Mestre Pastinha here, had with the students. In an interview, Mestre João Grande was asked how was his relationship with Mestre Pastinha, and he answered, he was a great friend, I could talk about anything, because I trusted him. When I got into the school sometimes, we would just sit down and talk. I could talk to him sometimes for hours. And then we would go for the Baixa do Sapateiro and we would sit down in the afternoon and talk. So we find here the fundamental points of the comprehension dynamic between educational and the structure that goes around and establish the relationship between master disciple, blah blah blah. She's talking about what Mestre João Grande just say. And she says, well, let's let Mestre João Grande finish. She quotes him again and says, the good capoeirista first have to be educated in the body. Do not hit the students or children. Also, we have to know some of the things that governs capoeira. So he's talking about some kind of etiquettes and rules, whatever, that governs capoeira. You can be a famous capoeirista without hitting anybody. I find this so sweet, because he's saying like, for you to be famous, that it just shows how that time a lot of people thinking, if I get you, I'm going to be famous, right? So he was talking about this back, we're talking about the 80s here. Learn to make this friendship here and there with everywhere, here and there, everywhere, even rhymes in Portuguese as well. It's the art of make friendship. I thought that was a sweet thing to read about Mestre João Grande's relationship with Mestre Pastinha. I can just see them, because when Mestre João Grande was there, he was quite old already, you know, he wasn't like a young boy or anything, and obviously it's a different relationship between, there's a different age thing there, but that happens to us as well. It's different setup in London, of course, a different setup in London. 1 hour and a half setup in the studio is a different thing. But I can remember wonderful times where we have a cup of coffee, or I remember sometimes on a Sunday morning you guys come a bit early, and Bigodinho certainly does. And then one day he came early and he said to me, Mestre, can I put my playlist? And then I said to him, yeah, of course you can put your playlist. Let's listen to your playlist. It's just this amazing songs. I was like, give me that one. I'm going to make a choreography with that one. I'm going to make choreography with that one. Let's start the class now. Step safe. Okay, very nice. Let's just stretch our back a little bit. So we're gonna go in this position here. You can use your fingertips to make higher, okay? So here, and I want you to go on tiptoes, and just do this, huh? 1, 2, 3. Touch your chin as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bend your knees. Walk forward. Open. Come back up. Very small resistance now, really small. Bend your knees. Use your I want you to bend your knees first and then just use here. So it goes. Same side. 2, 3. Really tight the muscles here. 4, 5, 6. Everything tight on your back, your glutes 7. 8. Pull the belly in, support your back. 9. Other side. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Lift. Now when I do just close here and do a little shake. Just let your back find this place. And we're doing one more forward bend. So we go from here again. Let's do this together with me because this one is a little more tricky. And I want you to actually use your hand to help the movement, okay? If you're very flexible, you might feel that you don't need to use your hand here. But if you're not very flexible, or if you're feeling quite stiff, then you're going to use your hand in this movement. What we're going to do is we're going to go from here, up, and then as I come back down, from here, I'm going to bring this leg forward, here. We're going to have a little stretch here, and then look what's going to happen. I'm going to go brushing the floor back, like a bull, like a chicken here. Like a bull, like a chicken, either side. And then as I brush, I lift into a chapa. Then I come back in, I get to bend my knee first, and I can brush the floor or use my hand. Use my hand here. Then I have a little stretch here. Chapa. You might not need to use your hand. 2. Chapa. If it feels tight, don't force. Use your hand. 3. Chapa. 4. Try to keep at least your fingertips on the floor. 5. 6. And that's the last one. Okay, change sides. Let's go from the chapa first. 1. Use your hand. 2. 3. Really drag the foot on the way back, guys. Really drag the foot. Look. 4. 5. 6. Okay, let's reset our back now. Just hold from here, tuck your tailbone in. And very slowly, slower than you want to, let's let the knees become a little softer. Up. Stretch the back of your legs. And up. Very nice. Okay. Now when we go back with this foot, we take the foot, we go back, and then we come back forward, and we go to that foot again, and we circle the leg. Okay? So ginga, ginga, step back, step forward, parallel, go like, it's like a U, it's like a U, and then I bring this leg out and bend, come back to the ginga. Okay, now I'm gonna go lift, go back. I'm doing the same side. Come back, e dois, ginga, ginga, I'm gonna do other side now. And lift, go back, and side, and jing. So the person thinks you're doing a woo, like a woo, but it's actually a kick. Now this kick, I'm doing a little back bend as a kick. That's why we warm up the back here. So when I go side, think about this. You go side. Now you see my body's here. Maintain the body here. So it gives a nice texture. Yeah? Here. And then I back, as my leg go forward, I go back. And then at the end, I retrace the movement. That's just a little detail that I do. Let's just work on that kick. I go side, and then I kick, and then I jing. Okay? And I go. And jing. Just this. Okay. Really drive that leg. Whoa. And jing. Yeah. And jing. Move and jing. Let's try the whole thing now. So we go back, forward, aú, punta, e volta. Okay? Agora. Agora. I do a little thing in the end there, which is I do the kick here. So I'm gonna say, let me just restart this one. This is nice too. Okay. So I'm gonna maybe try to put this into a principle. Né? I'll say this principle here is the principle of going to one posture, maintaining that posture, and then bringing a kick out of that posture. So you're blending two movements. Instead of just finding a base that is kind of textbook base, which would be what? Would be here to kick. That's a textbook base. It's all good. But what I'm saying is I'm going here, and then I keep this, and then this happens. And then I come back. But I do something in the end I want you to think about. As I stretch here, I sort of do a little whoop. The energy comes back to the movement. And I do that because that is translated in something else. Ui. You see that? Fez o golpe. E aqui, ó, maybe, not sure about this one, but then well, let's turn, né? Let's turn. So go here, here, rasteira, turn, come back. The rasteira foot. So this is my supporting leg, and I go rasteira. That leg stay. Look, this leg stay. Look, and I come back to this foot. You see? Sweep. Come back to this foot. And you can now see the body's. Now this principle starts to give what? Kind of endless possibility of kick. I move here, a leg can come out. I move here, leg can come out. I move here, the leg can come out. In fact, this principle, I'm gonna go far and say that is kind of a major thing to hide your kicks. Yeah, if you think about that chapa, this chapa, it's a kind of secret, because people go like this, they go forward, and then they kick and they cut you. What is that? It's because you just here, then the leg comes out. It's the same as this principle here that we are doing now. So let's try to, at the end of our kick, we return and we do a rasteira and we go back. Dois, três. Fechada, rasteira. That's what you need to think. Fechada, rasteira, come back. And ginga. Put a wing there. I do my rasteira. Then I come back to the front foot. Oh. Yeah? So I do rasteira. I come back to the front foot. Then I turn. Oh. Okay? Okay, I see something there. I like, I go here. Yeah, I think it's better to go to the floor there. So when I go to the front leg, let's imagine someone is pulling me from the back. You can see very well what I mean by this. When I go here, I'm going here. Imagine someone is pulling me here, look. And then I turn. And then lift your hip to go to the arm. Okay? So it goes like this. I do rasteira. Rasteira. Now I go to that front leg up. And then I fall. And then I come back out. Oh. Other side. Rasteira. That's not the other side. Other side is that way. Rasteira. Then I go for the AU, then I fall. And here I come out, ó. Okay? Just practice this. Rasteira. Agora. We go for the AU. Go for the AU, close. Then you kick this leg. And you come back again. Okay? Go for the AU, fall. Kick. Then you come back. So when you are here, I'm gonna kick this leg. The leg that stays on the floor, I come back to that leg. Here, I come back to this leg. Get your body really close here and really look this side. Yeah, let's think about this. Now I'm using another principle here. I'm gonna say that today's class is about the principle of here and kicking. Even though I'm not doing a good job in giving you lots of drills, but you know what I mean, eh? So another drill would be to lean forward and kick. Lean forward, you know, all this stuff here are the drills for this principle. Lean back and kick. Yeah, that's another one there. I lean back and then I turn, lift one foot and then I kick. So it's basically, the principle is to blend a defense movement or just a movement of the body and keep that twist, keep that bendness and kick instead of kicking with an upright body. That also teaches the idea of the bow and arrow. And why not? If you lean forward as a bow to go for a chapa, why not lean here for a queixada? Why would a queixada have to be just a leg thing? It's the same idea. Why would I not lean for the armada? Look. And then blend something else here. So these expressions happen, I think, guys, if I'm not just saying I want to fast track you to this, I think these expressions happen because of what I'm showing you now. For example, in the middle of a kick, you get a kick against. I'm kicking that way, there's a kick coming this way. I'm here. My ability to morph here will give me that escape. But if my body is very stiff because I only kick from and to a stiff base, then that other possibilities will not come out. Of course, for beginners there might be a different story because you need a base to understand legs, body, arm. There's a lot happening, legs, body, arm. So there's a build-up process. I'm talking to you guys who are more advanced. Coming back to this movement, watch this. When I kick this leg, now I'm going to come back here. The leg that I step, try to look. You see the tail? I want you to really look between your legs here. So you look. So if I'm facing you, if you bend your leg, I don't want you to be on this side of the kick. I want you to be on this side of the kick. I'm now looking this way. Look past that way. And that's what's going to bring that leg. Do some habjahayas there, where you look past that movement. So you step, and now look in. You're going to see the change in power. Let's do some kicks like that. same way, né? The rasteira is the same way. So I do rápido de arraia, meia lua de compasso, meia lua de compasso, volta, chapa, don't land, ó. From the chapa you don't land.
Eu encontrei meu amigo caído no chão, um punhal cravado no peito, um bilhete na mão. A polícia me acusou de assassino ladrão. Eu encontrei meu amigo caído no chão, mas caído no chão, mas caído no chão. Eu encontrei meu amigo caído no chão, mas caído no chão. Eu encontrei meu amigo, mas caído no chão, mais caído no chão, mais caído no chão.
Né? Fazendo essa meia lua aqui. Finish behind. Come back like a kicker. But I don't kick. I just set up for this kick. And then this kick, go into a rasteira. You see? Do your chapa. And then turn the body to a rasteira. And then here just more free.
Mestre,
Oi.
so not the chapter where you cross your leg behind.
Ó, eu faço. So the same leg that comes out is like queixada, back, chapa. So if I did a easier, like, just to clarify that because it's hard to see. So I do a rápido high, I go back. Boom. Now the rápido high is doing this in my body. Watch how much energy this is, if I want to, how much this orange road is traveling. If I want to, I can harvest this energy. If I want to. Or I can control the energy. Or I can let it go here. I can let it go here but not here. Or I can let it go here and here. Okay? So this would be another subject to turn into a principle. Né? How to control the energy between leg and arms. Because if you think about it new word there. If you think about, it's like a toy, né? So imagine a toy where, you know, the middle body spins like that. And that's what's happening here. I can just spin the legs and hold the arm. And then the arms can come winding back. So I do the Habja high here. Then I harvest this energy here. And then I come back here. Chapa, low. Rasteira. Then I'm just thinking, something like this. Really fish-like behavior in water, okay? So, Habja higher. Get the energy, come back, chapa, rasteira.
Me acusou de assassino ladrão. Eu encontrei meu amigo caído no chão.
do a little bit more like, because that's saving a rasteira, right? When someone's giving me a rasteira here, I'm saving this foot. And it's also preparation. So save the foot. So here's for anybody who is not getting this. If you are, I'm happy for you to practice straight away. Don't wait for me. If you're not getting this much, or now that we're doing the whole thing now, so up, down, back. I come back to parallel. Look, go back, parallel. Go to a U, kick, rasteira. Go to another U, fall. Chapéu de couro. Come back on your right foot, Abja high. Harvest this energy now. Yeah. Chapa. Rasteira. Go back. Brush. 1, 2, AU. Oh. The last thing that I'm doing is I'm doing this martelinho, this passa pescoço. And I touch the floor and I go in. Look. Touch the floor and then come back in. That's quite nice. You can do a punch in here. That's really quite nice. Do with me. Right leg, you're gonna go towards the camera. Martelinho. 1, 2, and then 3, 4. Other side. Left leg. Left leg in front. Martelo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step, lift, come back, marca de AU, queixada, bend, rasteira, go, martelo voador, step back, come back, rabo de arraia, go back, come back forward, chapa, rasteira, volta, AU. Okay.